Hey everyone, it's Dan. I'm in my dressing robe. I haven't got any makeup on. I have done my hair, of course, though. But I am looking this way because I want to show you how I do my makeup. I have a few different ways that I do my makeup, but today's lesson is going to be all about the way that I do the Your Skin But Better look. So this look is perfect for someone who doesn't want to look like they're wearing too much makeup, but they just want to accentuate their skin. So if you want to learn how I do my Your Skin But Better makeup, stay tuned. Oh my goodness, these brows are just too much. But while I'm doing this, hey, it's Dan. I thought I'd pop into your ears and on your screen to let you know that I am your beauty therapist. I'm qualified as a beauty therapist in Australia. Can you imagine? So if you want to learn more about your skin, skin health, and so much more, make sure you go down below, hit that little like button because it ain't going to click itself. Hit the subscribe button because it also ain't going to click itself. And make sure you share these videos with other friends. And while you're at it, why don't you watch these other videos that I've got on my channel? I'd love you for it. See you soon, guys. Fabulously close. You can probably see a bit of everything. Living in Queensland and also due to my genetic history, I do get quite a few freckles, which a lot of people, some people don't like. I don't mind them, but I don't like them to be super intense. That's my main concern, is just to cover them up a little bit, cover up some of this slight deepness under the eyes, and also to perfect the brows. First thing that I do is I like to make myself feel really cute. So I'm going to spritz a little bit of my Jo Malone. This is the black cedarwood and juniper. Yummy. So I'm just going to spray that on my robe. Cute. Sometimes when you just put a fragrance on, you just smell so much better, firstly. Second of all, you feel so much better. You feel in the mood. Let's get cracking. I've already showered, I've got all of my skincare on, I've already got an SPF 30 on, but I'm going to now put a general skin tint on. I'm going in with another SPF product, but this one is also tinted. So this is the Hydropeptide Solar Defense Tinted Face Guard. It comes out white, but then when I crush it, it will actually start to change color a little bit. That's probably a bit of a better way to do it. Can you see how it's actually changing color there? So this is a universal tint, so it will actually help to blend to any skin tone, even though it's a physical block. Love that. I like to put a little bit more where I've got clear skin. Where I've got my beard, I like to blend it down. I just find sometimes with tinted products, especially if you're a dude, you tend to get it stuck in your stubble, which isn't a cute look. So I'm gonna pop this all over. I'm just looking down at my mirror. Can you see how it's starting to already even out my skin tone? I'm just blending it down. With tinted products, I do like to go straight over the eye, under the eyes, and over the brow bones, just so you have that cohesive look. I like to just pop a little bit more on, just where the sun tends to hit. Make sure you do your ears and down your neck. The cool thing about this product is that it has antioxidants, but also it has a physical block, hyaluronic acid, green tea. So it's a SPF, it's a tint, it is also a moisturizer, it's also helping with anti-aging, which we love. It's a universal product. It does so much more than just tint, and at Daniel Christopher, we love products that are multi-tasking. How much better? So a little bit more even, which is great. Next thing I like to do is go on with a little bit of under eye, because that is one of my concerns. It's just under the eyes. It's that little bit of deepness, sometimes lack of sleep, sometimes lack of water, sometimes genetics. What it is you have capillaries that are a little bit leaky under the eye area. That's why it sometimes gets puffy as well, but also as well, you kind of get that stagnant blood, but then also you get thinner skin as well, and which allows for you to actually see that color discrepancy. So I'm gonna go on with a little bit of, it's actually just a liquid foundation. So this is by Glow Skin Beauty. It's a luminous liquid foundation in the color Porcelain. The reason why I go in with this instead of like a concealer is because I prefer a lighter, non-cakey coverage. If you go in with something that's a little bit thicker, it's a little bit sometimes harder to blend out, and also as well, people can tend to clock it. Whereas if you put something like this on and then you gently buff it out, people are less likely to notice it. Yes, we love that. So what I'm going to do is, because this is a gorgeous little pump, I've just got a little tray here. I'm just gonna pop literally the squirt. Tiniest little amount, like even that is probably a little bit too much. And then I'm just going with a little flat lay down brush. Load up the brush, but then I like to spread out the product. You can then dictate how much is actually on your brush. So now that that's on the brush, I'm just going to gently swipe it under the eyes. And what I also like to do is I will actually leave it here for a few moments, because liquids tend to absorb a little bit into the skin, the solvents in them evaporate, and then what happens is they become a little bit thicker. You might have seen I've gone directly under my eye, stopped here, and then I've also gone a little bit around here because the darkness wraps around. And I'm also gonna put a little bit just on this outer edge here. This is also the perfect time if you have any blemishes that you could grab a little bit and then just dot it. I'm gonna pop a little bit between my brows here. I have this really dark freckle popping out here. That's about it, guys. So I'm gonna let this set just for a few little seconds. I'll be right back. I'm back. It's been about 2 minutes. I've popped off, I had a little sip of my coffee, and I'm ready to get this crack-a-lackin'. So I'm just gonna go in with a little fluffy brush, and I'm just going to blend out this liquid. Because we haven't got any powders on, it hasn't actually set, but because we've let it sit on the skin for 2 minutes, some of the solvents have evaporated or have actually absorbed into the skin, which makes it a little bit thicker, giving a little bit more coverage, but also still looking rather natural. And what I do is here, I just blend it up into the brow bone and along here, just because these areas are so close together, you want to make sure that they're all super uniform, super cute, and super snatched. The trick is less is best. That's looking so much better, even if I do say so myself. Yes. So what I'm seeing is there's probably a little bit of deepness through here. So what I'm going to do is, once again with the last brush and the same foundation, is I'm just going to go in again and just apply a little bit more. Ever so slightly, because we're going to actually come back in with a mineral powder, which will actually set this a little bit more and also add a little bit more natural coverage. Buff straight on in a little bit more. Oh yeah, guys, I just thought I'd add as well, this is the shellac that I had done about, that's my working hand. This is my normal hand. This is the shellac that I had done about, it was actually 2 weeks ago. And if you had seen my polygel review, this is it. See how it's worn? It hasn't really lifted at all. It's just grown out, even though I added the shellac in. This hand is my working hand, and I did it with my non-dominant hand. So it has lifted a little bit at the sides and chipped, but like this side is really good. So I think it's pretty good. So if you want to go check it out, go ahead to my profile and give it a watch. Cute. Okay, so next thing that I do like to do is go in with a little bit of mineral powder just to set the base a little bit more. So for this, I'm going in with my absolute favorite holy grail mineral makeup, mineralized skincare, because it also has skincare ingredients and hydrates your skin. It's been clinically tested and helps to depigment your skin with an SPF and antioxidants, but also gives fabulous coverage and flawlessness, especially in flash photography. And that is my Priori minerals. So I'm using shade 1, but sometimes as well, I do like to mix in another shade with it. So let's do that now. The way that I do it is just open up the cap. It's a little sifter. You've got shade 1, and I'm also gonna open up a little bit of shade 3 because we are in summer. And to be honest with you, I do need a little bit of extra tanness in my life. So I'm just going in with a little brush like that. I'm tapping into shade 1, then I'm tapping into shade 3, and then back to shade 1, just to kind of mix it on the brush. Next thing that I'm going to do now is move everything out of the way because I haven't got a lot of space here. But now I'm just going to buff this very gently over the skin. Because this is an SPF 15, it's going to give a little bit of extra SPF protection as well. So what I tend to do is, it's on my brush, I just dab around the face so it's evenly distributed, and also it's adhering to the SPF that we applied and the foundation. And then I'm just going in with a very, very light touch and buffing motion to not displace what we have actually placed previously. But this as well will help to just buff all of the products into the skin. The mineral foundation is also, so the Priori foundation is going to help to set what we've already placed on as well. I tend not to go too close to the eyes at this stage. I go kind of like around the orbital bone and just buff. I find with the Priori minerals as well, throughout the day, they do get a little bit fuller coverage. Or when you spritz over, say like a toner or a setting spray, I prefer toners because they're gonna be more of your skin-based, skin ingredient, skin enhancing products. Whereas if you want a really long wear, then you could always use setting spray. That's looking really good. So next what I'm gonna do is go in with that same little blending brush and then go in more so with shade 1 of the Priori minerals. Also, I'm a bit cheeky, Priori also has a different mineral finishing powder. It's called Uber Finishing. Can you see that? Uber Finishing Powder. That is definitely not in focus. So this one is actually, it hasn't got any SPF in it. It's finely milled, even finer than the minerals. And what this does is it actually acts as a oil control and also waterproofer. So if you're running around or you're in Queensland like myself, you need extra antioxidants throughout the day, or you're a little bit sweaty. Ooh. Dip the brush in a little bit to the Uber Finishing Powder, and then also into shade, whatever shade you are. I personally like to mix them, or you can actually layer them over the top of each other. So you would put the minerals first, then you would put the Uber Finishing Powder. So let's go in with this around the eyes. So once again, I like to do a light little sweep just to place the product, and then buff very gently. And this will really help to set the foundation that we've popped under the eye while also not moving it around too much. Plus giving that little bit of extra coverage, which we absolutely love. If you want a little bit more coverage, just go back in and then tap, tap, and then blend. This honestly is one of my favorite holy grail mineral foundations. When this is under flash photography, airbrushed. Like your skin looks, like I want to swear, effing good. Like I cannot stress how amazing this product is. Plus, it also helps to treat your skin and add hydration, even though it's a mineral powder product. It's been clinically tested, so we know it will actually do what I'm saying, which is fabulous. Okay, now that we're looking really cute, I like to go in around the edges and just buff. Can we see how it's still looking really natural? You've still got my little freckles coming through, but it just looks like my skin, but absolutely 100% better. The freckles are starting to disappear as well. They're just softening, which is lovely. Next thing, I then like to go onto blushes. And because I'm now blonde, I like to go in with more bronzy looks, especially in summer as well, because I find this is a little bit cooler. I want to bring more life into my face, because if you have lighter hair, sometimes it can really drain the color. So for this one, I'm once again going into another Glow Skin Beauty product, which is in the shade Soleil. And then Soleil, let me know how it's pronounced down below. I'm pretty sure it's Soleil. And then this is going to go on, once again, the blending brush I use all over the face for the mineral foundations, kind of in this motion, and then in the shade Flower Child, which is this absolutely fabulous light pink for my skin tone. I love pink blushes. I just pop it more so here, blending back into the Soleil shade, which is that color. Look, I'm hitting pan, I love it. So I'm gonna go first into the bronzing shade, very gently. And what I tend to do is tap into the actual product, and then I like to swirl it into the lid so it's brought up into the actual brush. Then I get the edge of my brush and kind of keeping it that, not going below this line here, so below this little part here, going down to kind of like the lip. I tend to go very light circular motion. So this way, you're getting a nice defined line, so it's almost helping to contour a little bit, but then it's blending out on top. I tend to switch the brush end around, so I was like this, and I switched it for a little bit more product, and then I swipe it over the ears, up into here, and up here as well, so you get that fabulous bronzy look. And as the product runs out on the brush, you can use it just to blend any harsh edges over the ear. And then if you want to contour a little bit down your neck so it all blends, it's about creating that uniformity throughout the look. So I like to blend it down a little bit from my neck. I'm gonna do the other side now. And I also think it's really cute as well, just to grab a little bit, pop it on the tip of your nose for a cute little, more bronzy look. Now that that one's on, let's go in with the shade Flower Child. So I tend to use the back of my hand. I only like to use one brush because I'm a bit lazy, and this is my kind of quick routine. I'm gonna go in with Flower Child. So once again, and then use the lid to buff it into the brush. This just helps to give a more diffused look. And then just on the cheek, you can also do the same motion as well, using the tip of the brush, the edge of the brush, and then just gently buff it. I tend to do it outer edge of the eye here, kind of where the fold, so you're creating that right there. I find the higher up on the cheek, sometimes the more youthful it looks as well. I always like to go back and forth, just to blend. Pro tip, if this is where you think, oh, I've gone a little bit heavy-handed, but I like this, I like a little bit more blush, I'm a bit blush crazy, then, but if you feel as though it's a little bit too much, you can take the same brush, go into shade 1 and 2 of your Priori powders, and then just buff the edges. So it's all lovely and blended in, and it just helps to dial back the powder. You can also use these as well if you want more of a uniform look in your eyes. Use this as like almost as a little bit of a contour shade, just to pull the look together. But I might not do that today. Okay, now, most important, let's frame the face. This is when I start to work. I've done my base and my complexion. Now I want to work from the top down. So I'm going to do eyebrows, anything to do with eyeshadow, lashes, highlight, lips. So let's do that now. I'm going to go in with the Glow Skin Beauty palette, shadow palette in Elemental for the brows. You can use brow specific products, but I find sometimes using eyeshadow works just as well. If you're traveling, this is actually really good because you have a few different shades here. So this one I can use as my highlight shade. This one here and that one there I use as my eyebrow shades because they're a little bit cooler tone to match my hair. Otherwise, you could use, say, like this one or this one as your brow shade. This could be just like a plain highlight shade. Eyeliner, powder, just mix with a little bit of water on your brush. And then also you can use these as like normal eyeshadows and just do whatever you want, just play with it. So the world is your oyster. So I'm gonna go in with a little angle brush because I like mine quite defined, my brows. So I'm gonna go between this shade here, which is called Cosmic, and then the other shade called Relic, just between the two. And then what I like to do is just go on the very edge. I like the outer of my brow, so the tail end of my brow, which is this end, to be super defined and darker than the inside. So as I move towards this way, I'm gonna use more Cosmic than I will Relic. This is a pro tip as well. If you struggle with your eyebrows, go see a beauty therapist. They can tint and they can shape. Tinting is a fabulous way to fill in any gaps in your eyebrows because we tend to have little fluffy hairs. So those little fluffy hairs can actually be tinted darker, given more pigment, and so therefore your brows will look fuller, and then you just follow the shape that your therapist has provided for you. But brows are very specific to the person, and what one person will do won't ever be someone else's idea of perfection for brows. So do your brows however you like. I tend to like my brows dark. I think I'm known for my brows, so they need to stand out right. If I didn't have my brows on, how would people recognize me? You can see here how I'm a little bit sparse up in here. I've just filled it in. Also do like quite solid colored brows. If that's not your thing, do your brows however you like. If you go a little bit too berserk as well with your eyebrows, what you can do is grab, once again, your little flat lay down brush that we used first to lay down the foundation underneath. Just go in, use the very tip of the brush and just clean up any little mistakes. Then you go in with your little blender and blend out the edges, and then maybe just a little bit of that mineral powder over the top. And then I like to go in with my little spoolie just to see the shape. Another cool way as well, if you want your eyebrows to be super symmetrical, what you can do is actually take a photo in your iPhone or camera because it inverts it. When you get that inversion, your eyes can tend to pick out where the inconsistencies are. I think that's looking fairly good. Looking cute. If I'm trying to be a little bit cute and really define my face, I like to add just a little bit of a flick in here that's blended out, just to give a little bit more definition and drama to my eyes. So I'll go in with those brow shades again, something probably a little bit lighter than my brows. Same angle brush, and then just draw this little cute flick, but kind of blend as you go. Can you see that? Let's do the same on the other side. I also tend not to go beyond the high point as well, otherwise it will be more noticeable. You see how it's like just added a little bit more drama to my eyes. Then I'm gonna grab my little blending brush and just gently blend the edges. And I tend to also blend up instead of down because we want to lift. You can also, if you wanted to, use the same technique under the lower lash line. I already have a little bit of darkness under there, so I actually won't worry about doing that today, but you just use the same technique. Just use that little angle brush and then blend out. I'm going to go in with my highlight shade, which is this one up here, which is called Breathless, because we're going to make them breathless with our fabulous glowy skin. Once again, my little blending brush. I like to reuse brushes. Less brushes you have, the easier life is. So what I tend to do is just go under the brow, on the brow bone, and then wrap it. Just so that way, all of your high points are just looking super cute. Do a sweep, because on this side of the brush, you're laying down product, and as you go through, it gets less and less and less, but it's still depositing product. You get down here, and then the top of your bone here, and then you swirl to blend the product. And then you can go back and then blend. Also take a little bit of this cuteness, put it on the tip of your nose, cupid bow as well if you want to be super cute. And if you want to help lift your brow, take a little bit of your highlight shade and then just pop it literally just above the arch. Now, we're moving our way down the face. I'm gonna add in my mascara. I actually really love this one. A lot of the products are glow, sorry guys. This one is black, water resistant mascara. I find that this one's really good. It's water resistant, not waterproof, which I tend to like. Water resistant can be a little bit hard to get off. So with this one, I just very, very gently, just so I'm ever so gently touching the lashes, going in and coating them. If you then want to wear even less or make it look even more natural, of course mascara isn't necessary, but if you want to add it, you can. Just go in with, once again, the spoolie that we've done our brows with, just to brush them out, a clean spoolie, and then just while it's still damp, literally wiggle into the base and then wiggle up. This will help to remove some of the mascara, but when you're wiggling between the lashes, you're separating them. Can you see how cute that looks? Oh, there's a little clump there. So it just brings the color back. So especially after using mineral foundations and whatnot, the powder can make your eyelashes just look a little bit washed out. So this just helps to bring back a little bit of extra life to your face and the proper colors where they're meant to be. No one likes a powdery lash. I also tend to, while they're still drying, if you want more of like a sweeped out look to go with the little eyeshadow we popped in, you can then also sweep them towards the side. So you put in and then you pull that way while they're still damp, and that helps to pull them out and wing them out. So it helps to accentuate that kind of eye shape that you're going with when you put that little bit of powder above your eyelash line. What you can then also then do is grab the same bare spoolie, tap it onto your mascara wand, And then, if you want to be extra gorgeous, just tap in, very gently tap the lower lash line. Oh, sorry guys. And I'm using the very tip of the mascara spoolie where there is no product, just to help separate and direct the lashes, once again going more outways. Lips. First thing I love to do is go in with, I'm trying to find everything, it's not easy guys, this cutest little lip lock hydrator. This is actually a lip mask. It's an oil mask infused with plumping peptides, but it just gives this fabulous, glossy, hydrated look and actually feel, and actually will change the functioning of your skin, decreasing dehydration, treating lip lines, and so forth. So you can use over nighttime or over daytime. So I'm just going in with my little spatula, need the tiniest amount, and just go bonk. It smells gorgeous too, and it lasts such a long time. And then I just go in with my finger. So you could leave it like this, or I then go in over the top with the Glow Skin Beauty Cream Glaze Crayon in Chiffon, which is pretty close to my natural color. And then I just go a little bit on the bottom, a little bit on the top, to add that little bit of extra color. If your lips are a little bit uneven, mine are ever so slightly, I tend to, or you're missing any pigment in your lips, just go very gently in and fill them in. And that just makes it look a little bit cuter and a little bit more glam. That is just about the final look. If you feel like you need to go in and touch anything up, well then this is your time now. It's looking, I think, pretty good. I need to redo my eyebrows, but what are you guys thinking? Final step though, I'm gonna go in with a quick little spritz. This is the Hydropeptide Somnifera Root Mist, which has blue light protection in it, fabulous hydration, pulls the hydration in, locks the hydration in as well. So we absolutely love it. It also helps to soothe and helps with any pollution in the air. But this is actually going to help to melt all of the products together into one. So it helps to lock in and grab to the skin. But if there's any powder that's floating about that looks a bit too powdery, which it generally doesn't with the Priori, but if it does, this will sort it out. So hold it back and just spritz on over. I like to go quite ham. So I'm a bit damp right now, but you'll find it just melts in. And if you feel as though throughout the day you need just a quick refresher, bring this with you. Let it dry. And can you guys see? How gorgeous it looks. I love this makeup. It's super simple, super easy. If I wasn't explaining it, it would take a lot less time. You just kind of get in and go. But let me know what you think. I think it's rather gorgeous. Comment below your thoughts, opinions, what you use as your mineral makeup and your skincare down below. Do you like a full glam beat or do you like something a little bit more natural? I can admit this is probably not your average just healthy skin glow look. It's a little bit more in depth, but it's still, I think, rather gorgeous. Make sure everyone that you like and you subscribe, because that really helps me to know that you guys are watching, and then I'll create more videos. Because my name is Dan, I'm the owner of Daniel Christopher, which is a skin clinic in Brisbane. I'm also qualified as a beauty therapist, but also as a registered nurse. So my knowledge is really extensive and I want to share it with you guys. So make sure you share the love. And if you also recreate this look at home, I want you on your social media to go and tag me at Daniel Christopher Aesthetics on Instagram or Facebook. Have a fun one, guys. Bye.